10 magic tricks revealed. Yo YouTube, you want to see a magic trick? Well, too bad because I'm not magic, nor am I that good enough to fake it. I think that many of us would like to believe that magic is real, but the truth is, our eyes deceive us, and we know it. Whether it's sleight of hand, video editing, or devious camera angles, there is always an explanation for how illusionists kick down the doors of perception and pull the wool over our eyes. Have you ever been confused by a magic trick and wanted to know how it was done? Because I know I have, and that's why today on Top 5 Best, we're looking at 10 magic tricks revealed. I'm your narrator for today, Gentleman T-Rex. Let's begin, shall we?
Want to win all the gift cards down below? All you have to do is drop a like, subscribe, turn notifications on, leave a comment, and enjoy the video.
Number 10. Criss Angel turns blankets into hot girls. Ah, Criss Angel. The famous American goth who loves to approach supposed strangers in public and fool them. Emphasis on supposed. And strangers. And fool. That said, there is a real question as to whether or not the people who Criss approaches in his shows are genuinely who the series claims they are. With that in mind, watch this next clip.
Right down to the ground, just like that. I'm gonna catch some wind there. You see that? See how we're getting some wind like that? Maybe it's completely flat, but we're gonna get some wind.
How does he pull this off? Well, there's a simple solution. Take note of the camera angle and specifically how low down it is. It would be pretty easy for these lovely ladies to run up from the distance without being spotted by the camera. And the people whom he accosted to help him with the trick? Well, they're obviously just hired actors. As you'll see in our next clip on Angel's TV series Mind Freak, the acting of spectators was often so bad that it was just painfully obvious they were hired actors, and not very good ones at that. Pfft, I should apply to this show. I know I could do much better than that.
I don't know what else to do!
See what I mean? Number 9. Criss Angel Building Levitation. Here, Criss Angel can be seen hovering off the roof of a building, and once again defines himself as a magician who puts a TV budget to good use. Like with so many tricks in the series, this trick relies on invisible props and camera angles. It's obvious Criss is wearing a wire, and once again, the spectators are all hired and act incredibly badly. To Criss's credit though, as you'll see in this video here,
you want them looking elsewhere so that you can do the dirty work to get your leg out and planted and then to get your leg back in. Now the next phase of this is just literally to balance yourself, as we discussed before, and just create the illusion in presentation that you're going to float.
He is the first one to admit that his tricks are just illusions and is quite happy to show you how they work himself. You know what, good on you, Criss. You at least admit it. Number 8. Darren Brown touches stripper's arms. Okay, man, that's a weird title. Like, not as weird as a woman marrying her dog, but still ranks in the top 5 best there. Eh? See what I did there? Eh? He is one of the most mind-blowing masters of mental trickery, but often the trickery of Darren Brown can be explained with simple misdirection. In this trick, the question that needs answering is how many times did Darren tap on the stripper's hand? The woman, who has her eyes closed throughout the trick, swears Darren tapped her 3 times. When we, the audience, and the woman sat right next to her, know he never tapped her at all. How is this possible? I'm guessing the answer is that he did actually touch her. If we take another look, you'll see Darren take his sweet time, and even though the girls witness him never touching her hand, that doesn't mean that he didn't distract them and quickly touch her hand the amount of time she states. Darren knows that because the subject of the trick has their eyes closed, their perception of the situation is very different to those bearing witness and exploits this immensely. Number 7. Darren Brown asks boxers to lift women. In this next clip, Darren Brown perplexes a boxer by telling him to lift a woman and then asking him to repeat his actions 10 seconds later after taking a long, hard look at Darren. So, what's going on here? Is it that Darren is hypnotizing the man? Is it that he's playing mind games here? Most likely not. At the root of this trick is the positioning of the woman, through her stepping slightly backwards as the man tries to pick her up a second time. This makes it more difficult to get a grip on her, and he's having to extend his arms further, which means he can't apply the same lift. It's hard to say for sure, and it's unclear as to why he didn't just step forward if this was the case. Perhaps Brown's shows are just as staged as everyone else's. Number 6. David Blaine resurrects a dead fly. Is it a demon? Is it Jesus? I bet it's Jesus! Nah, it's just the super creepy fruit box of an illusionist named David Blaine. You ever seen this video of him bringing a fly back from the realm beyond? Well, you have now. But the real question is, how the crap did he manage this one? It was frozen! Certain insects can be frozen but can continue to live once they are thawed out. The dead fly you see in this trick was most likely put in a freezer before the trick. Notice how Blaine says the fly you just swatted.
This is a fly that you just swatted dead.
Chances are these cops or actors or Blaine swapped out the original dead fly for his own frozen one. When he places the dead fly in the officer's hand, it is the cop's body heat that thaws out the fly and creates the illusion that Blaine has brought the insect back to life. Now you see, it would have been more impressive if he brought something else back to life that was more substantial. Like a T-Rex. Do that, David Blaine, I dare ya. Number 5. David Blaine blows Harrison Ford's mind.
Think of any card in the deck.
Blaine is mesmerizing in terms of how smooth his sleight of hand technique truly is. It's hard to find gaps in this next clip, but there is surely only one possible way to do it. You know, unless David Blaine is a demon. Wouldn't discount that, to be perfectly honest. The initial part of the trick requires a little guesswork on Blaine's behalf, but not too much. The deck Blaine hands to Harrison Ford is stacked with cards that people don't usually pick, and the illusionist has already got commonly picked cards removed from the deck and hidden in a place where he can bring them out with ease. This means that whatever Harrison picks is likely to not be in the stack. You then ask him to select a piece of fruit. Harrison picks a lemon. Pay attention to the fact that Blaine doesn't allow Harrison to cut the fruit himself, and with sleight of hand places the rolled up card within the lemon like lightning, and in a way where Harrison or anybody else can't notice. It's a very smooth technique, and if you pay close attention to the video, there's no way you can see it, but it must be the way it's done. David Blaine is truly a genius of his craft, in all honesty. Number 4. Dynamo fools NERD with polo necklace trick. Dynamo is a magician surrounded in much urban legend, many believing that he went off into the woods to perform a demonic ritual, and this is how he got his powers. Well, I'm sorry, but top 5 best begs to differ. He performs this cool trick for NERD where he pulls a polo mint out of his throat by seemingly pulling a necklace through his neck. But how does he do it? It's a combination of sleight of hand and well-positioned props. Dynamo already had a necklace glued to his neck, so when he takes the necklace off and puts it to his neck, he quickly hides the original necklace and pulls the pre-glued one off. The glue is one of the elements that creates the illusion of him pulling the necklace through his neck, and as for the mint, obviously it's not the original, but also pre-placed. Number 3. Dynamo skateboard sunglasses trick. This one is a complicated one. Dynamo pulls off something seemingly amazing here, and it's difficult to explain. One thing we can't do is underestimate the power of television. Perhaps this is just a trick of editing and Slipknot's DJ has been well paid off to react appropriately. If what we're looking at isn't camera or editing trickery, it's hard to say how he went about it. Even if it isn't in the cutting of the footage, surely this must have been planned out in the pre-production process of the show. Perhaps the skateboard itself was made specifically for this trick and Dynamo operates some kind of mechanism built into the board using sleight of hand. We can't offer anything close to a solid explanation on this one, but it's safe to say it's an impressive one and Slipknot's DJ seems genuinely impressed by the end result. Number 2. David Copperfield makes the Statue of Liberty vanish. As possibly the best illusionist known to man, David Copperfield has completed some insane milestones, including making the Statue of Liberty go bye-bye. Draped in as much epic cheesiness as possible, the presenter informs us that there are no camera tricks, and she's totally right when she says that. But like any televised broadcast, the perspective from which we view the subject of a trick is key. This illusion was viewed by a live audience and people at home from the perspective of a stage. The audience could also see a radar which informed us of the statue's position, and the illuminated statue could be seen in the distance between 2 pillars, and then a curtain is drawn up to block the audience's view of the statue. Before the curtain is pulled down, the stage revolves slightly to the right. The lights which illuminated the statue are turned off, and the radar starts to lie to us about the statue no longer being there. Because the stage revolved, the left pillar blocked the view of the statue from both the live audience and the people watching at home. Number 1. David Copperfield teleports to Hawaii. This next illusion is one that has had trick debunkers baffled because it's very elaborate. In this live show involving a studio audience, David Copperfield transports himself and an audience member to a beach in Hawaii. It is often speculated that perhaps the beach was faked and was actually set up in a studio next door. If this was the case, the only other thing Copperfield needed to make bulletproof was faking the evidence of this being real. For example, days before the concert, he may have practiced throwing the ball to certain seats to make sure he ended up with his hired actors on stage helping him rather than some random member of the public. In terms of all the drawn evidence, it wouldn't have been simple to pre-record the live footage and recreate elements such as the TS drawn on Copperfield's arm in the same fashion as the pre-recorded video. And that is our video for today. So, do you think some of these tricks are real? Think all of them are fake? Why not let us know in the comments below? And while you're down there, why not give us a like and maybe even subscribe to us? Helps us out immensely and lets you see even more zany videos. With that said, I'm Gentleman T-Rex and I'm signing out.